Welcome to the Nova Wealth Show. I am Amy Novakovich. I'm here with my wonderful better half, Jim Novakovich. Thanks for being here.
I am. Better half, is that what you said?
I did say better half, but I'm probably going to regret that later. Welcome. I mean, we have been crazy over the holidays, so this has been our first show in a few weeks. This is the first show of the new year, and we're going to start off with a topic that actually has been in the news a lot recently, simply because of regulation.
Has it? What do you mean in the news?
Well, there's been several things about brokers dropping protocol and moving away from the brokerage industry because of annuities. And
Annuities is our topic today.
Annuities in general.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about annuities. We're going to talk about, are they right for you, or who are they right for, rather? How do you make money in them? How do you lose money in them? And what are the fees?
Oh, but I wanted to debate you on just annuities in general.
You can't do annuities in general. There's 4 types of annuities, so it depends on the annuity you're talking about.
Well, let's see where this takes us.
Let's talk about
I don't want it to be a whole educational thing, though. That's no fun. I mean, we could talk about, like...
How can you debate something if you don't first tell somebody what it is?
You just told them. I actually said we're talking about annuities.
What is an annuity?
Well, go ahead then.
That's what I'm telling you.
All right, but I don't want to get into too much of the education.
Okay.
Essentially, I'll do it. Essentially, what an annuity is it's a contract that you have with an insurance company. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of bells and whistles with annuities. The basic annuity is there's a fixed annuity, a variable annuity, and you could annuitize annuities. And I guess there's an index annuity as well, but...
You're all over the place.
All over the place.
So, can I try? Can I take a stab at it? Okay. An annuity is a contract...
See, now we're getting into the education, though, and that's not what I wanted to do, but go ahead. All right, let's get the basics out there, though. Give them the very basics.
Okay. Can I say it?
Let's pick an annuity.
You're the one being wordy right now. We're like 4 minutes in. I haven't even defined what an annuity is. Can I just define an annuity?
Yes.
An annuity is a contract with an insurance company that, for whatever amount of money, whatever type of annuity it is that you give them, whatever type of cash that you give them, whatever type of an annuity it is, in exchange, at some point in your life, they promise to pay you income. That's as simple as it is.
That's why you would get an annuity.
That's why you get an annuity, is at some point... They give you the option, they give you many different options, again, depending on the type of annuity that you're in, on when you want your income and how you want your income.
And
it's as simple as that.
And they typically say you can't outlive it, which is true, but there's not necessarily anything left for your spouse or your beneficiaries when you're done. So let's pick an annuity. Well, let's talk about a variable annuity, because a lot of people don't understand the difference between, like, so many people come in and say, well, they said I have a 7% guaranteed. I'm guaranteed to get 7%.
And this is what can lose you a lot of money, when you misunderstand what they're trying to say, because they're not telling you that you're getting 7% guaranteed in interest.
Or growth.
Or growth.
Your account's not growing by 7%. Right. Although every single person that owns one of these...
100%, with the exception of one man, I think, that has ever come into us. He understood that it wasn't like a guarantee.
But even with him, he didn't really understand the one annuity he had.
Right.
And if he didn't understand, I don't know who was going to understand.
No one will. So a variable annuity has 2 pieces. Okay, so I just said the reason why you would do an annuity is that you want income at some point. So there is the income calculation on a variable annuity. There's the income bucket and how they judge what income are you going to get. And then there's the actual walkaway cash value. If you were to call them and say, I want my money, this is the check that you would receive. 2 ways to look at it. If I start income, what will I get? Let's look at the income
That's
bucket.
Your pension bucket.
Yep, pension or Social Security, similar.
Right.
Other bucket is, if I walked away and didn't do income, what would I get? Okay? 2 ways to look at it.
Good. So when they talk about 7%, what they're really talking about is your pension bucket. You can draw 7% It's anywhere from 5 to 7% typically is what you can draw in income off your pension bucket for the rest of your life. Now, any money that comes out of your pension bucket comes off of your cash bucket as well. I keep pointing over here, like you were doing this and this, so I'm like doing.
You're
that.
pointing to my over here.
Yeah. So any income that comes to you comes off of the cash balance.
Right. So there's two withdrawal percentages that I want you to pay attention to, okay? So if you have a variable annuity, if you're considering a variable annuity, or if you've just been pitched something that sounds like this, like, oh yeah, guaranteed 7%, then you're getting pitched a variable annuity, okay? So there's two percentages I want you to look at. First of all, the guaranteed rate that every year your income side is guaranteed to go up by, which is usually like 6 or 7, sometimes I've heard 8%. Every year you're guaranteed at least a minimum of 7% per year, 8% per year.
Yeah, a lot of them will say that the pension balance will climb while you're deferring income. That's important to mention.
While you're waiting, while you're not taking income.
Yeah, so if you get the annuity today and you plan on getting income in 5 or 10 years, that pension balance will climb.
Right. And then the other percentage I want you to pay attention to is
the cash value, though. Okay, go ahead.
Not the cash value, not the walkaway value.
Yeah, walkaway value there's no guarantee that's growing.
Right, that's just invested, like a regular account. But the other percentage I want you to pay attention to is the withdrawal percentage, which means what percent of the income balance will I be getting for income? So if they say your withdrawal rate is 5%, you will receive 5% of whatever the income balance is. So it's similar in a way. If you only plan on using your annuity for income, regardless of what the cash balance is worth, let's say your cash balance is worth $110,000 and your income balance is worth $200,000. If you only care about income, you will get 5% of $200,000 for life. So it's as if you have like a $200,000 CD. That's a bad comparison, but let's just hang in there with me. You have a 5% CD. You put $200,000 in a CD and it pays you 5%, and you take the interest every year, 5%.
Yeah.
That's the dollar amount you're going to get. Now, the difference is if you call the variable annuity company and say, oh, I want my $200,000, you're not getting $200,000, you're getting whatever the cash balance is worth. Versus the CD, if you say, I want my $200,000, you're going to get $200,000.
And the big difference, though, is that $200,000 is invested. So if the market goes down, the cash value of the variable annuity could go down. So in that example, you said $200,000 in pension balance, $110,000.
In cash.
Yeah, so
we should have had props.
If the market goes down, that 110 could go down. And when you pull out the 5%, that comes off the cash balance too. So the 200,000, because the other thing I hear people say is, well, they say it can go up. It could only go up. It could never go down. And they're talking about the pension balance.
Income.
The income pension balance could only climb. Because once you, in Amy's example, 200,000, you're going to pull 5% of 200,000 for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. It'll never come down. That's true. But your cash value side could go to zero. If you keep pulling $10,000 on 200,000 forever, and you live 30 years, your cash value is going to be gone. There's going to be nothing left. Whereas your example with the CD, the main difference is if you get a 5% CD, you're getting $10,000 a year, and you still got your $100,000.
200.
Or 200 rather.
Yeah, you still have your 200,000. So
yeah.
That is a big difference. That's
Huge
where
difference.
So that's where the question is why would I do an annuity if, essentially you're getting your own money back, right? So
this is the debate. We go round and round on.
Here, I'm gonna use this. These are our wonderful business cards. So you put in $100,000.
Yes.
Right?
What did I invest in? An annuity?
A variable annuity.
All right.
Okay. And it grew, it's invested, just like a regular investment account that you could do, by the way. And it goes up and it goes down over time, okay? So now it's worth $150. Okay, so here's your 100 and it's worth $150. I'm going to start income. And if I can take 5% is $7,500 a year of $150,000.
Mm-hmm.
$150,000, I can take 5% a year, $7,500. So $7,500. I'm just taking my own money. I'm taking the gains, so the annuity made me $50,000, but it also could have done that in a regular investment account. Right? You could have invested in whatever, in mutual funds and
it'd probably be higher because with a variable annuity you're paying
fees.
North of 3% in fees.
Right. But let's just pretend for a second it's worth $150, you put in $100. I start taking my $7,500 out every year. Okay? I hit what I put in. You're still taking $7,500 out a year. $7,500 out a year until it hits zero. So now you've depleted the gains, you've depleted what you originally put in, you're at zero. This is where you finally start actually making money from the annuity. They will continue to pay income even when you're at zero. They'll continue to pay $7,500 a year even when you're at zero. Keep in mind though, it might have taken you 17 years or 20 years in that example if you're pulling out 5% a year to get to zero.
Yeah, so
20 years.
You have to have longevity. I would say
live a long time.
With annuities, if you have longevity, if you don't necessarily care about leaving that particular money to the beneficiaries.
That's the other thing, no money to the beneficiaries.
Right. So if you're a single person who needs income and you don't care where it goes after you pass,
right,
then I think it makes a lot of sense.
Who doesn't care really where it goes?
Some people don't care.
I guess that's
Their
true.
kids are successful, or this is a piece of
yeah.
a bigger picture. Maybe they got life insurance to give the kids.
Right.
This money is for them.
So let's recap. We were kind of all over the place in the beginning. So let's recap. So what is an annuity? An annuity is where you give your money to an insurance company. It's a contract. And in exchange for that, they give you income at some point in your life, like a pension or like Social Security. So essentially you're taking your money, instead of just regularly investing it in stocks and bonds and mutual funds, you're giving it to an insurance company because they're going to guarantee an income payment at some point in your life. A variable annuity we talked about because that's the one where the most confusion is. They will guarantee you a certain rate of return on the income balance, on the number that decides what your income payment is. Okay? On the cash balance, on what you would walk away with, it's invested, like a regular investment. So there's two ways to look at a variable annuity. That's why so many people get taken advantage of, is because they're only told about the one sunny side.
Yeah, it's just a salesman. Side. It's no better than
They fail to tell you, oh yeah, you could get a statement and your money cut in half. That's what happened in 2008. People got these statements and they're like, I thought I was guaranteed 7% a year, and they get a statement and their money has cut in half. That's if you walk away. Now if you take income, you get the percentage they agreed to pay you, which we said was normally 5%, on your income, but by no means is that I can walk away with it. It's an income payment, which some people are okay with.
So if you're pitched an annuity, you got to dig in. You got to call.
That's
call
really
us.
The moral of this whole thing. Just dig in. Ask some questions.
Yeah. If it's too good to be true, more than likely it is. So ask questions. We're a resource for.
Yeah, we're happy to answer any questions, even if you have a current contract. Just run it by us. We are happy to help. Just get the information out there, because this is an industry that has been. Unfortunately, people get taken advantage of a lot in this industry. And annuities are high commission items. So unfortunately, there's people out there that all they do is sell annuities. That's all they do. And so they're not necessarily giving you that product because that's what's right for you. They're giving you that product because that's all they sell.
Yeah, that's what they sell. So
you have to ask, what are my percentages? What's my guaranteed percentage on my income, and what's my withdrawal percentage? How much am I going to get of that income balance? How does the cash value work? How could I lose money if I walked away? That's a question you have to ask. What are the fees? You mentioned fees. You said 3%?
Well, variable annuities will be north of 3%.
Yeah, between 3 and 4.
Yeah. So.
But Jim and I differ on our opinion of annuities sometimes, because I find a very rare instance where an annuity makes sense. And I
think it has a place. If
like
it's
with the clients
piece of a bigger picture, I think it could work.
We just talked about this with a client. And after, there was 10 10 years or 15 years where they...
Well, that was annuitizing. That's a whole different topic.
That's the same type of thing as a variable annuity, though. I mean, you're getting your income. There's a cash bucket, but you're only using it for the income. You should only be, anyway. Hopefully you didn't get into a variable annuity.
Yeah, let's not get into that. How do they get a hold of us on social media?
So follow us on Twitter at Nova Wealth Management. Management is abbreviated MGMT. You can find our Facebook page. We're always doing a Facebook Live every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. So tune into that Finance Live where you can interactively ask questions with us. So we'll do any hot topics, any investments of the week, and you can ask us questions. And Twitter, our website, novawealthmanagement.com, has a ton of resources. So all in all, I hope what you got from this is, at least if you still don't understand or have a really super clear picture of what your annuity is or how your annuity works, ask questions. Reach out to us, reach out to the company. Maybe go around your representative that sold you the annuity, call the company directly and ask questions, because you probably got a booklet like this on your annuity. Ask questions, understand what you have, what your income options are, and your investment options.
Okay. See you next time.